Welcome to Practically. We bring learning alive. And today we are going to understand Exponent chapter, which is a part of NTSC Stage 1 crash course, which is also going on our app as well as on the YouTube channel. So if you haven't enrolled in that, please do remember to enroll it. And today we are going to understand the concepts of exponent, all the laws attached to it, and we will just understand a few very basic problems so that you can apply them in the questions. And don't forget to watch the videos which are coming in that course. Okay, so let's start with a very basic. First of all, understanding exponent. See, it's a very simple part. Let's start with a very basic thing. We all know what's a number, correct? We already know a number, and then we know the operations on that number. There are many operations that can be performed on a number. Now, these operations can be addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. When you take a number, any number, I'm not talking of any particular set of numbers, any number you take, and you do, let's say number 1, and you take an operation, this is just an operation symbol, and you take another number n2, you get certain output. Now this output can be easily found depending upon the value of the number. So let's say if I take the number 2 and if I take the operation as addition, then I will get the output as 5. Such an easy thing. It doesn't feel as if it is tough, correct? But the more and more operations I start to perform, the trouble starts to begin. So the moment I take two numbers, it's fine. But what if I take more operations, or what if I take the numbers in bigger format? The operations, the process of simplification become a little difficult. Now in this sense, we can say that if I keep on taking this and there are nk numbers, so you are having a number 1 and you are doing an operation on number 2, on number 3, on number and so on till nk. Now these operations can become simpler or complex depending upon a very simple situation. The situation is, are the numbers small, or are the numbers big, or are they following a pattern? To solve this thing, what happened? There is one situation I give you, a situation where you have to multiply 2 with 2. It is a very simple simplification. What if I have to multiply 3 2s? It's still simple. But what if I keep on going, and I write, let's say 13 2s. So there are total 13 2s. Okay. How many? From 1 to 13 2s. Now the process becomes a little tricky. Now multiplying them will take time. Can we just represent them easily? Can we take this space which is big and compress it? The whole funda, can we compress it? And can we define an operator which can do this? We can write a code for it, yes, or we can write something new, or we can just represent this whole expression in some shorter form, which takes a shorter space and which also take a shorter span of time. Now this means I really want to compress this. I need some kind of symbol, some kind of way of writing it. And here where exponents are born. The exponents indirectly help you to write a very long form of a number in a very short form, in a simplified form, and also the calculations become easier. See, you are learning exponent, but you are not learning one more attached concept to it, which is called logarithms. They are actually like bread and butter. Actually, they are like bread and butter. You can't teach exponent, and you should not, if you don't take logarithm, it's like you had bread but you didn't have butter, or you had butter but you didn't have bread. It feels like this. So exponents and log are like bread and butter. So logarithm help to simplify an exponent very fast. This is big, compressed is good, but with logarithm it is beautiful. So what you get is a very simple situation. The situation is, you can write this as 2 to the power 13. When I say to the power 2, now I am compressing also. So I am compressing it. Raised to the power, I didn't say raised to the power 13. What I didn't say is raised to the power. What I said 2 to the power 13. I ate that raised also. Now the situation is, this is being multiplied continuously, and this is the number of times it is getting multiplied. So this is the multiplying value, while this is the number of times being multiplied. The number of times being multiplied. Simple and easy. Now, what happens? You write 2 to the power 13. You see there is a raised part. It's not written in the same level. In your keyboard, what happens? When you see in your keyboard, let me show you in the keyboard. If you see in your keyboard, there is a button above 6. That's kind of this arrow. Okay? You see your keyboard now? There is a button like this. Now this button is what is used while you are doing this in computer system or in your any mobile system. You write like this, it means the same thing. Okay, simple. So this is 2 to the power 13 raised to the power 13. Let's say that. And this is 2 to the power 13 written in the simple format. So what you say 2, let me change the color. Let's make a little colorful. See, math is black and white, but still let's bring color into it. So 2 is base, while 13, I said let's bring color, while 13 is the index. You call it indices or indices, and or you can say the power. Oh, sorry. Or you can say the power. So what happens? 2 is the base and 13 is the power. This is nothing but, you can also call it the exponent. This is nothing but what exponents are. They write bigger thing, the smaller thing, raised to the power. This is done. Understood? I hope so. If not, comment. Now, let's try to, let me bring this digital pad here. If it is not, to change the color to white. Okay. So now, let's try to understand the laws attached to it. If you understand this, you can solve any problem on exponent very easily. See, first very basic thing. I told you that I took one number and I multiplied it n number of times or k number of times. So any number, let's say a, multiplied by a, multiplied by a, multiplied by a, and so on till n times. N times. Let's say it's n times, or you can say m times, you can say k times, I don't care. What I mean or what I care about is how many times. I can compress and write it as a to the power n. This is what I just taught you. Correct. Now, let's take another number. This time, let's take the same number a. I just messed no. So, let's take a. But this time, let us multiply this only m times. Now, when you multiply it m times, what you get is a to the power m. Now, understand this thing. You got a multiplied n times, you got power n. Multiplied m times became power n. Super simple. But what will happen if I multiply this group with this group? Now you understand the magic of exponent, the use of exponent. If I multiplied a, which is n times, getting multiplied with a, which is nothing but m times, it will be what? It will be what? Okay, it will be what? It will be nothing but a n times. Let's say n is 2. This is 3. How many a's we have got? 2 here, 3 here, total 5. What did you do? You just added this number with this number. This is what you did. You added this number with this number. So this became 2, this became 3. So very simple. So this will be replaced by nothing but n plus m. It's a very simple law. Same base numbers getting multiplied, the powers will get added. No brain applied, no math applied, common sense always active. What did you get? N times multiplied with m times. Since I knew it was two a's, now there are 3 a's, total there are 5 a's. 2 a's and 3 a's combined 5 a's, and that's why a to the power 5. I added them, didn't multiply them, so again I'll add them only. So the powers will get added up. So the law is very simple. The law says that two numbers with the same base but with any power. It's not like they have to be different powers. Any power. If it is n, if it is also n, okay. I just wanted to explain to you this way. It will become nothing but n plus m. And here this completes. A to the power n multiplied by a to the power m is nothing but a to the power n plus 1. Simple, easy. Okay, let's move to the another one. What happens if I divide them? So I'm just doing this thing. I am saying, just now I told you, any operation I can perform, correct? What if I am now taking n1 is a number which is nothing but a multiplied by a to itself n times? And what if I take a number n2 which is a multiplied by a nothing but n times? What shall happen if it is multiplying n times and m times? Now this operation is division. Okay. Now if this operation is division, I can say if I divide n1 by n2, if I divide n1 by n2, then I'm actually writing a, what is this in short form? A to the power n. Okay. I don't want to take the eraser. So a to the power n. I'm that student who always think that, okay, do this katta katta and move. Okay, so n and m. Now what do you get? A to the power n divided by a to the power m. Now you got a to the power n and a to the power m. Now n and m. Now you just think, if this is 3 and this is 2, if this is a into a and this is a into a only, there are 3 a's, there are 2 a's dividing. What will happen? Only one a will be left. Only one a will be left. Now I can say what? It is nothing but a raised to the power 1, which is also 3 minus 2. Which is also 3 minus 2. So it is n minus m. So what happened? When I divided two numbers, the powers got subtracted. Wait. Now wait. Let us come back and understand one very basic thing. The biggest confusion of all time. And let's try to remove that from our mind. If it was a cube by a square, I thought a 3 minus 2 or a will be left. Which is right. Which is not wrong. Because a cube and a square will give you a, and also 3 minus 2 gives you power 1, which is still a. Can I bring something down? Someone will stop me. No one can stop me. I mean, yeah, people can stop me, but not in this stage anyone can stop me. So I can say that I can write this as a into a into a and a into a. Now I do get this a left. I do get this a left, but can I just think that I can also say that this a is nothing but 1 divided by 1 divided by a. Think like this. I have done something different. This will become easier once you understand this line only. Because 1 divided by 1 divided by a is nothing but a. So this is something you have to keep in your mind. Okay? Do you think that the reciprocal of a is nothing but 1 by a? Everyone knows this. The reciprocal of a is nothing but 1 by a, is 1 by a. So I can write this as 1 upon a to the power minus 1. How does minus 1 comes? What is minus 1, sir? What is minus 1? Let's understand what's minus 1. Minus 1 is a situation which comes when you think that it should have been in the numerator, but it is deliberately being pulled in the denominator. See, it was in the numerator. I thought, let's bring it down. Let's bring it down to the denominator. I deliberately pulled it. So it got reciprocal because that's the only way, because 1 by a is only a. Now I said that can I replace this by minus 1? To make you understand this again, let's solve like this. Okay, let's say that I got a, okay, and I take a square and divide by a cube. Okay, think, okay, You get what? A multiplied by A divided by A multiplied by A multiplied by A. Correct? Now these two A's are gone. What you get? 1 by A. That's the reciprocal of A. That's the reciprocal of A. And also, as per the rule, it should be 2 minus 3, which is what? A to the power minus 1. So A to the power minus 1 is nothing but 1 by A. A to the power minus 1 is nothing but 1 by A. Correct? Now you understand this? That A 2 minus 3. Why 2 minus 3? Because the rule says n minus m. I don't know this is big or this is small. I did the subtraction only. Very easy. I did the subtraction only. I now get A to the power minus 1. I needed you to understand what is A to the power minus 1. It is nothing but 1 by A. So the reciprocal of A is nothing but A to the power minus 1. Now you have to understand in terms of more higher powers. First you understand A to the power minus 1 is nothing but the reciprocal of A. This negative power comes because I deliberately pulled it back also. So 1 upon A to the power minus 1 is nothing but A itself, because this power will go up again. I tell you how later. But now you get the reciprocal of A is nothing but A inverse. We call it A inverse or A minus 1. Now what happens? What happens if I put here, let me change the color now. So it's still there, not shifting to my side. So let us put n equals to 0. Just 1 second and you have reached. If I put n 0, this will become A to the power 0, this will become A to the power m, and this will become A to the power 0 minus m. Now the trouble is, sir, what is A to the power 0? I know this is A to the power minus m. I know this is, I do not know this, and I know this. I am trying to do something which is very different. So you have to just spend 1 minute more and you are done. A to the power 0 upon A to the power m, you are telling us is A to the power minus m. Now sir, I can see if it is 1, I will get A to the power minus 1. This is what you are telling me. A to the power minus 1 is 1 by A. But what is A to the power 0, sir? Think like this. Let me change one time more color and then done. What is A to the power minus 1? Sorry, A to the power 0. See this. What if I take n and m equal? N and m equal. So I write A to the power n divided by A to the power n. As per the rule, it should be A to the power n minus n. N minus n. What is n minus n? 0. N minus n is 0. I got A to the power 0. I applied the same rule. Nothing different. But what I get now here is, if I divide 2 to the power 2 divided by 2 to the power 2, 1 only. 2 to the power 3 divided by 2 to the power 3 only, 1 only, because I am dividing 8 by 8, which is 1 only. So this is nothing but 1. So what you get? A to the power 0 is 1. You get A to the power 0 as 1. But so I now know that A to the power 0. So I now know that A to the power 0 is 1. And now I know everything. I know this, and let me tell you what I know more. I know this. Oh, this was already boxed. Stupid me. And then I know this also. Let me encircle this. That A to the power minus 1 is 1 by. Now, knowing this helps you. Now you verify. Everything you verify here, okay? Put m minus 1. Oh, sorry, m1. If you put m1, you get A to the power minus 1, which is what? So let me tell you, if I put m1, I get A to the power minus 1, which is 1 by A to the power 1, which is A. So A to the power minus 1 is 1 by A. I told you, just remember that reciprocal. No, 1 by A. Reciprocal of A is 1 by A. Everyone knows it. But I said I can write like this. I told you already, but I'm proving it now. How I can prove that A to the power 0 is 1? Then only I can prove. How I get A to the power 0, 1? Because A to the power n, A to the power n, if I take the same power, the power will get subtracted, it will give me 0, and this will get divided, it will become 1. So 1 is nothing but A to the power 0. A to the power minus 1 is 1 by A. Actually, this should be remembered more. That when you write negative power, it simply means you are reciprocaling it. This is what I am going to make you understand this place. If I am writing a negative power, in my mind, I am just reciprocaling that term. So if I am writing A to the power minus 1, I just mean I am writing 1 by A only. I am reciprocaling it. Every time I am writing a negative power, I am reciprocaling it, and the power will become positive. The power will become positive. And A to the power 0. This was the most confusing thing. If you remember this, you can arrive at this. You can arrive at this, and this is a subsidiary of this only with M. Okay, I hope this is clear. Now let us move to my favorite color. Actually, my favorite color is not here, but it's okay. So let me just now say what happens, sir. You told us same base every time you took A. What if I get a question the bases are different? So what? Let's say that you get a situation like this or a situation like this. What can we do? Like, this is actually should not be taught only. So it's simple. If I write 2 to the power 3 and let's say B is some number like, what say, 5 and N is some number like 7. No, I cannot. I have to take the same number, correct? Now I cannot be that guy who says that I don't need a eraser. Okay. So now what do you say? They both are written like this. I can write this as 2 into 2 into 2. This is 5 into 5 into 5. What this law says, this can be written in the form of, I can write this as complete 8 by 125. But rather than doing all this, I can also say 2 by 5 to the power whole 3. How? Because this is all 2 by 5 multiplied itself to 3 times. It is 8 by 125, I agree. But it is still 2 by 5, 2 by 5, 2 by 5. This is what you have to say. If A and B are written, you can write them as A by B to the power N. And if this is written, you can multiply and write the same, or vice versa. Doesn't matter. If you write this or if you write this, you can just swap. In this situation, you can bring this situation, you can bring this situation. Same is for this. Multiplication and division are nearly the same. You are just multiplying by its reciprocal. And this completes all the laws. This was the trickiest one. Again, remember, simple. Recalling N, M. If I take both N, both same, I get this subtracted 0 and this will become division, same number divided by same number, 1 only. So this will become 1. That's why A to the power 0 is 1. I told you that any number you divide, you can always say the reciprocal of A is 1 by A. Now I wanted you to understand this. So let's put N 0. The moment you put N 0, this will become minus M. This will become positive M. A to the power 0 will become 1 because we know it. So reciprocal of 1 of A to the power minus M is nothing but reciprocal of this. What I mean to say, if someone has given 5 by 3 raised to the power minus 2, now you understand. It is nothing but the reciprocal of the number with the positive power. Nothing. This is why I wanted you to understand that what I am doing here is reciprocal. This is why this was done. The reciprocal of this. I didn't work for power before. Power, you have to understand. You should not say that this power M will not come here. That's the worst case scenario. If you say that this power, this power M does not come on 1. It comes on 1 also. But 1 to the power anything is 1. That's why it becomes difficult for students to remember and they mess up this. They mess up this. You should not. You are not going to mess this up. So reciprocal is what I have taught and the power becomes positive. Now you know the other rule. The other rule says you can distribute the power. Distribute the power. Reciprocal you should know first. Then you know the positive power. Then you know the subtraction. This is how this rule should be taught. Now you understand why? Okay. Now if I write something like minus 3 by 2 raised to the power 4. Remember that you are reciprocaling. Let's say minus 4. You are reciprocaling. Reciprocal will not remove minus from inside. Again a mistake we do. So we will keep the minus. Minus in denominator and minus in numerator are the same. But the power will become positive. This is what I have taught you. Reciprocal is nothing but negative power means the reciprocal means power is positive. This is what I have taught you. So power becomes positive or power flips the sign. Remember this way. And now I can now distribute this to each term of numerator and denominator. And now I can expand and write the final answer. I hope this helps. I hope you have understood exponent quickly and better way, in a very clean way. Any issue, comment in the comment box or ask in the messenger group if you have already enrolled in the NTSC Stage 1 crash course on our app. If you haven't, go download the Practically app, enroll for the NTSC Stage 1 crash course and see all this magic happening. And do tune in at 6 p.m. every day. Doesn't matter which day, every day tune in and see what is going on. All subjects being covered, all classes being taken and in-depth questions of very good problems of NTSC. Okay, let's see you there. Thank you.
Bring learning alive practically.